Five.
I don't want to say no names, but I know some people lost some money this past weekend, and that's tough.
Can't
That
relate.
can't relate.
Can't relate at all.
That's why you're gonna have to just. That's why you just should have just done the the money line on Izzy, but some people did a three-legger with Max and O'Malley, and they really lost some money. That's tough. Before the main event, they lost money. That's tough.
Cannot relate. I got everything right.
Damn.
Bless you.
Damn.
Bless you. All right, you ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy Andres, and we are back with episode number 13, I believe, of Sports Mania. Might be number 14. Pardon me if I'm wrong. But today, along with my co-host, Mr. Jordan. How you doing, sir?
Doing all right. Mental health on the way back up. You know, we always striving. We always eating. Life is every day above ground is a good day. You know, so
Absolutely. That's a great way to put it. It's the truth. So I like that. But ladies and gentlemen, today we are here to discuss a variety of topics because that's what you get when you're watching Sports Mania. You don't just get one sport, you get a variety of sports. We are here to talk about UFC 276. And it's
I'm
crazy
flexible.
because the craziest fight of the weekend, it wasn't the fight that everyone thought was going to be the craziest fight of the weekend. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Kevin Durant requesting a trade because last time we were here, we had a Nets fan talking about they wanted to run it back and stuff. We got Manny already in the comments. Shout out to him. We're going to talk about the midway point of the MLB season. And breaking news, we're going to start off with this. Baker Mayfield has been traded to the Carolina Panthers. So Jordan, I know you got a Baker Mayfield jersey in your house somewhere. So what
No,
did you
no,
think about the news when they
no, no,
no
no,
no
no, no.
oh, okay, I got the wrong guy.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
anywho, what did you think about these breaking news?
Honestly, that wasn't surprising. You could have saw that coming from a mile away. Once the Colts traded for Matt Ryan, you saw that coming. Like he was gonna go to Carolina. Carolina needed a true quarterback. More well, okay, true is a very loose word for me right now. But they needed a quarterback that was actually like you could tell could actually lead a franchise. Now they have Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield that went back 1 and 2 in the 2018 NFL draft. Um, yeah, it's just it is what it is, my friend. It is what it is. And you saw that coming, but I just already know this is why I stopped supporting the Browns because the Browns used to be like one of they used to be my second favorite team, and then once they did what they did with Odell, then I was like, okay, I can't respect this franchise ever again. And then once they traded for Deshaun Watson, then I really distance myself from ever liking the Browns and ever being a part of like ever liking that franchise or supporting them and everything along those lines. And then once they traded Baker, I mean, the Browns just are going to be a failure of a franchise and they just don't want to win. And you know what? That's okay. That's them. I mean, it's Cleveland, Ohio. What is there really to do in Cleveland, Ohio? Like Joakim Noah said. So look at the Browns, right? Looking at the Browns, it's like, did you make the right move trading for Deshaun Watson? No. Did you make the right move wasting and literally ruining the prime of one of the greatest receivers I had ever seen in their young days? Was that the right move? No. You know, and then now trading away a guy that you picked at one only 4 years ago. Was that the right move? No. So they love making wrong decisions. They're gonna regret it later because first of all, Deshaun Watson isn't out of the clear. It's not like it's guaranteed he's gonna start week 1. Is it?
No,
Is
for
it?
now. No,
Thank
for
you.
now.
So you don't know anything about his future, and then I understand that most of those cases, like a good percentage of those cases, are settled. Congratulations, I guess. It doesn't mean he didn't do it. It doesn't mean that the league won't suspend him. If he's suspended for, let's say, like a year, a full season, or if he's suspended for like 4 games, 10 games, 12 games, anything along those lines, you see how dumb the Browns are. You know, they're gonna have to give up this season, and there's nothing looking good for that franchise. So. And you know, Deshaun Watson hasn't played football in for 2 seasons. Well, he hasn't played it since 2 seasons. He hasn't played football since 2 seasons ago. So rusty, from what I've seen from Deshaun Watson from camp, looked rusty. Like I said, you know, because I didn't think that he would just come back and be the same Deshaun Watson. Everybody thought that he would just come back and be the same Deshaun Watson. Hence why the Falcons were trying to trade for him. Hence why the Panthers were trying to trade for him. Hence why all these teams were trying to trade for him. The Saints, you know. But now look, you know, like you don't know what the outcome is going to be. You traded away a guy who, even though he was mid, would have definitely been a better person to have on your roster as opposed to Deshaun Watson. So the Browns have whatever is coming to them.
So Manny is saying in the comments that Nadal announced his retirement, but I'm trying to find it on Twitter and I don't see anything because that would be big
Who's
breaking
his
news.
source? Ballsack Sports?
Yeah, so it says, according to Ian Rappaport, the Panthers are acquiring former number 1 overall QB Baker Mayfield from the Browns for a 5th-round draft pick. Now, Jordan, you would know more than me, but draft picks matter more in the NFL than the NBA, right? Obviously. So, like, if his value is a 5th-round pick, what does that say about Baker Mayfield?
I think they underpaid. And I think he's at least worth like a 4th or a 3rd. I know it's a conditional 5th that could turn into a 4th, but still, like, I think it's a more like a conditional 4th that turns into a possible 3rd. Literally was the first pick of the draft. And the fact that, you know, the Browns are taking on some of his money as well to help with the finances of Baker Mayfield. I mean, it's not like it's pretty in Carolina either, because now you have 4 quarterbacks. I think it's Matt Corral, Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield, and is it Walker in there as well, I think? Something like that.
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
QB
it says Mayfield was set to make $18.86 million this season. The contract has reportedly been a holdup. Cleveland will pay $10.5 million of the contract, and Carolina will pay him $5 million. So the Panthers are paying him $5 million to pay for their franchise, and the Browns are paying him $10 million to not. Like, I know we see that a lot in today's game across all the different sports, but like it's just funny when like another team has to pay them to play. It brings a smile to my face. It's pretty funny. But like you said, there's no guarantees with the Cleveland Browns right now. The Cleveland Browns, obviously, they had Deshaun Watson as their QB1. But speaking of Deshaun Watson, Jordan, we do have a very special guest.
Speaking of, that is crazy.
We have
introduce someone saying, speaking of Deshaun Watson. That is crazy.
Because we have a very special guest.
Really? This is this is real guests right here. See, point gods in the building. This is real guests.
Y'all hear me?
We
Real
could hear you
guess.
loud and clear, my brother.
That's a
We
real
have-
guess right there.
Bro, my friend had an emergency. I had to help them real quick. We're good though. Everything's good.
We
This is
got
a
my
real
boy, my co-host from my podcast, my boy Eric. How are you, my brother?
I'm great. I'm ready to talk some sports. Let's do it.
Yes, sir. Eric, so before you came in, we were discussing about Baker Mayfield finally getting traded. It was a crazy breaking news. What did you think about this, and how does this help the Panthers?
I think it helps them a lot. I mean, it's just it was a fifth round that could turn into a fourth. I mean, you're not really giving up much. I know picks in the NFL are valuable no matter where, but I personally think Baker could still be a solid quarterback somewhere. So, and he clearly wasn't going to play for the Browns again. So, I mean, it was just a smart thing for the Panthers to do. They had nothing to lose there, really. A fifth round pick, you'll take that any day for someone who was a former number one pick, someone who could still be decent. I mean, last year he struggled, but the year before that, he was a pretty damn good quarterback. So he could still be that guy, I think. And for the Browns, it's kind of just a tough situation because if Deshaun gets suspended, they're stuck with Jacoby Brissett, who, granted, he was like probably the best third string quarterback in the league, but he's about to be your starting quarterback potentially, and that's going to be tough. So I don't know. I think it was a smart move for the Panthers. I think they had nothing to lose there, really. And I was kind of curious what Baker's trade value was still. And considering it was only a fifth round pick, I think why not take a flyer on it?
So I was telling this to Jordan before, but do you think like draft picks in the NFL are like more valuable, quote unquote, than the NBA, correct?
Yeah, for sure. No doubt.
So it's like a fifth round pick, but that being Baker's value, is that good or bad? Or
I think that's pretty dang low, especially for someone who, like I said, I still think could be decent. But considering all the circumstances that were going on in Cleveland and how he pretty much told them, I don't want to be here anymore. And they pretty much treated him terribly by like getting his replacement. And then they were going to be like, well, just in case he gets suspended, could you still play for us? I mean, it was a situation anyway where his trade value already tanked. So, I mean, they weren't going to get much for him anyway.
yeah, absolutely. But nonetheless, with the breaking news to the side, let's move on to the second topic of the afternoon. Usually we start with basketball or baseball, but today we are going to start with UFC 276.
No. Hold on for a second. Hold on for a
Oh my
second.
gosh.
So, Eric, I got to tell you something because I've been off of Twitter a little bit. I haven't been using Twitter as much as I used to. So
Yeah.
I didn't see your opinion on this. And the same night as the NBA draft, me and Andres went to the Yankees-Astros game.
Yeah, he sent me the video of y'all there.
That was the same day that, Aaron Judge hit that walk-off single.
Yeah, speaking of, by the way, I need to talk to Andres about that because he would text me before I see it on the TV and say, deep, home run. I'm like, bro, chill out, you're ahead of me.
Bro, but like it's fire because like on Twitter when people like I'm at the
Oh my
game,
God.
LeBron just hit a game winner, like that's fire. So like
I was
that's
like,
what
I was seeing stuff. I'm like, well, now I know it's about to happen. Anyway, go on though.
So Eric, let me ask you, what are your opinions on Jabari?
So I think originally I did want Paolo because I think like he just has more like offensive potential. But I think I still probably I'd put Jabari probably as like my third best prospect in that draft. I think that's where I had him pretty much the whole time because I think Chet was number one and then Paolo was two. And I think the problem with Jabari is I think he could be a great defender. I think he's a great shooter. I think we know both of those things. But my question is, can he improve enough with like his driving and his handling and his playmaking to be an offensive superstar? And I'm somewhat doubtful they can do that. But the good thing about his play style is that he could still, even if he doesn't develop that and still is just a great shooter and a great defender, that's still a very valuable play for us. And that can, and also the helpful thing is he slides in perfectly next to Şengün.
Mhm.
So I don't know. The fit was really well, but I'm curious about a couple things about this game.
Right. Especially because like you saw what Chet did last night.
He went off. Yeah.
That was going
It
stupid.
crazy.
So a part of me was just like, oh damn. Like I was kind of low on Chet. I had it where it was Paolo and then Jabari and then Chet. That was like how I had it as prospect.
It was usually like them three and Jaden Ivey were like the top four, but for me, Jaden Ivey was fourth.
Right. So like I don't know. Looking at Chet, do you think we might have missed out? Because we didn't really miss out because we didn't have the opportunity to pick him.
Yeah.
But like, do you think that it would have been good if we could? Like, do you think he would have fit in Houston? if we would have dropped down to us.
It's tough to say. I think he would have fit. I think he is also just one of those play styles that like I know there's a lot of questions about like his frame and everything, but I think I think that got overstated a lot. That's why I think I told Andres this before. I had him as the number one player in the class.
Really?
Like, going into the draft. Yeah, I did.
You did say
Like he
that.
was the highest to me. So I would have taken him number one if I could have. But I think I don't know. I do think he is the best player, and I think I don't know if he'll have the best career, but if I had to guess, I would say he would. But I don't know if you can, like you said, say we missed out on it because we picked after them. But it does suck knowing he was taking right before us. And also, Chris Haynes did that whole thing where he tweeted out that the Thunder were taking Jabari like right before the pick. So I got kind of excited thinking, oh, we're going to get Chet at 3, who I think is number 1. So I was pretty excited. But I mean, I'm not upset with Jabari. I think we had a good draft with Jabari and Tari and Tai. I'm excited for the future.
So Manny is saying in the comments, the Browns are playing the Panthers week 1. I did not know that.
It's in Carolina.
Oh, I didn't know that either. That's okay.
I
need a Carolina win. I need a Carolina win because I need Browns to lose as many games as possible.
Yeah. So we got Panthers money line. We're calling it July 6, 2022 Panthers money line.
Yes, sir. Putting money on that.
Anywho,
Jordan,
we'll get to more of the NBA when the time comes around, but let's talk about UFC 276. This weekend, it was like underwhelming, quote unquote, but like it was still really good because the fights that we thought were going to be underwhelming were actually really good. And then the main event was that it wasn't like as bad because like a lot of people, they're criticizing like Adesanya or whatever, but nonetheless, let's get into it. We're not going to talk about the Sean O'Malley fight because obviously it was a no decision. A lot of controversy. They're saying that he did poke his eye, that he didn't, that it was intentional, wasn't intentional, but Robbie Lawler and Brian Barberena. This fight was amazing in my opinion. I thought it was really good. The knockout was sensational. I don't think a lot of people saw it coming. But Jordan, what did you think about this first quote unquote fight?
Wait, which first one are you talking about?
The Robbie Lawler, Brian, yeah, Lawler the brawler.
See, it wasn't like. I wish I'd put money. You see, because like this is what the issue with me is. I always, every time I get it right, it's always like the bettor's luck of like anytime you think you know what's gonna happen, or like a knockout that's gonna happen fairly soon. You know, it's not gonna happen like down the line, anything along those lines. So like, I could have put money on that and won money because I really had. You know what I mean? So it just sucks, but it was a good fight nonetheless. You know.
So you thought Barberena was going to win?
Originally, yes.
Okay, yeah. I think me and Andres disagreed on that one because I think he picked Lawler, or maybe I'm wrong.
No, that's the only fight that I didn't pick someone.
Right.
And that ended up being the best fight of the night.
Oh, right. You sent me your picks. You said no one because I don't care or something. I was like, come on, bro. And it was the best fight of the night. I don't know. I picked Barberena just because I thought Lawler was old and he was kind of like on the decline.
Bro, he's 40. Like what?
15 losses. 15 losses is crazy.
Yeah, and he showed out though. He was great in the fight, and I thought he was on his way to winning. But Barberena has a chin like crazy. Like he would not go down. I don't know. It was a great fight. It was the best fight of the night.
Because I had it going. I had it going no more than 3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I was just like, and I think Barberena would probably knock out Lawler. So I thought that was gonna happen. Obviously, me saying it after the fact is just like, of course, hindsight is 2020. But I genuinely did. Like, I was talking to some of my boys that are UFC fans, and I was just like, I don't know, Barberena. I think because like sometimes the underdog, or you might want to take the underdog on this one just because not only will you gain money, but also I think the underdog will win.
I don't know. It was good. Like that's for the Strickland and Pereira fight. Pereira was the underdog.
I got it right, and I'm happy I did.
Yeah, I had him winning. So that's if I was to bet on one fight throughout the night, it would have been that one because like I picked Adesanya to win, but he wouldn't have. He was like plus 500. So I mean, or negative 500.
Whoa, I was about to say.
Yeah, sorry.
Damn.
So here's the thing. I was thinking of doing a 4-legger where I had Barberena winning, I had O'Malley winning, Holloway winning, and Adesanya winning. And I almost did a 4-legger, and then something told me it was just like, nah, let's just enjoy the fights this weekend. Let's not put any money down. And thank God, because I would have came on here. I'd have been like, I don't want to talk to UFC.
Yeah, I feel like I picked Max Holloway to win, but I think most of that was out of because he's like one of my like 5 favorite fighters right now. So a lot of that was me being biased and just not wanting to see him lose a third time. But deep down, I was kind of like, Volkanovski, he's just
He was a
like,
monster, bro.
which I have to say, the first two fights were extremely close. That third fight that we saw, Volkanovski just ran through him. Like it was crazy. Like, and I don't even think it was necessarily Max not looking good. I think it was just Volkanovski
Looking
is
amazing.
he's like
Right.
arguably pound for pound best in the world. So
Yeah, I like in this fight, a lot of people were picking Max Holloway, but like I think Volkanovski, like before the fight, he wanted it, and like during the fight, his punches were really good, his floor work was really good. I just thought like he was like the superior fighter in almost every round. I think it was like 3 out of 5 rounds. I thought he was the better fighter on the floor, physically, like mentally, like he was like running circles around him. But nonetheless, in the main event wasn't the story. The story was the Undertaker entrance. I thought that shit was fantastic. All you hear is the dun dun, and you see him carrying, and
With the
like
urn, walking out with the urn.
he had the urn in his hand, and everyone in the comments was like, "Bro, he has to win now. Like, there's no way. Like, imagine making this entrance." But Eric, a lot of people call Adesanya a boring fighter, and they say that like all of his fights are boring. They did the same thing with Floyd, and obviously boxing is different. But what do you think about these allegations?
I think it's tough because so how I see it, when you look at Adesanya's fight, like his time in the UFC at least, whenever he was coming up, like Gastelum and Whitaker, those are the two main fights I think of. They both were very good fights, but a big reason for that was because they went at Adesanya also. They didn't just sit back waiting to try and read him out. They were going head to head with them. So Adesanya went head to head with them. But then now, once people are starting to realize how dangerous and how good Adesanya is, you look at the Yoel Romero fight. That fight was terrible because Yoel Romero threw like 8 punches the whole fight. It was terrible. Then you look at Marvin Vettori. All he wanted to do, which I mean, there's a lot of MMA fans that hate this. I think it's part of the game. He tried to just take him down to the ground. But the problem was whenever he would try and do that, he wouldn't do anything with it. He would just lay there. So like, there's a lot of these later fights with him that are somewhat boring, but I think it's also the other person's fault because he could just run in there full steam, but you could easily get caught that way. And he's one of the smartest fighters in the game. He's one of the best stand-up fighters we've seen in a long time. So he's playing it smart and he's just doing what the opponent is doing back. Like you saw Paulo Costa, whenever they were going at it, they hated each other and Paulo Costa kind of went at him. So Adesanya went back at him and knocked him out. Like, I think when we see Alex Pereira, because I'm assuming Alex Pereira versus Adesanya is next, Alex Pereira is not going to be afraid, and he's going to go at Adesanya because he thinks he can beat Adesanya because he's already done it twice. So I think we're going to see Adesanya go at him. If that happens, then I think that will shut up a lot of people. But the problem is, if Adesanya does do the same thing where he backs away, then I think all those complaints are justified. So it kind of all it comes down to is this next fight against Pereira will decide kind of a lot of that narrative around him.
Yeah, I think Pereira, Adesanya, like we discussed over the weekend, Eric, that might be the main event at the Garden. But it's gonna be interesting. It was a really good like card. Like I know a lot of people like this was supposed to be the card of the weekend, and honestly, it like didn't disappoint. A lot of people were disappointed, but I don't know. I thought I found it really good.
I thought it was good.
Yeah. Moving on to our third topic of the afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, this is perfect because now we have 2 Rockets fans on here, and now they want to see the Brooklyn Nets burn, like the organization, like the Barclays Center. Everything needs to just like crumble and fall to the ground.
As should be. First of all, Andres, I gotta thank you for setting this up and getting Eric on here. Eric, thank you for coming on and being on here.
Of course.
Because it's phenomenal to talk to somebody who's educated in the sport of basketball and who isn't going to talk about like, oh, but Houston's not this right now and Houston's not that. And it's a lot of people whose teams right now are headed in the direction of a rebuild.
Same. Yeah.
So, thank you. Thank you for being here.
I got you.
So, Eric, the last time Jordan and I were here, Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving were players of the Brooklyn Nets. In a week, anything could change. And 24 hours after our show, we got a message that Kevin Durant wants to be traded. So what was your reaction when the news came out, and where the hell is he going?
So there is the main rumor that started was like the whole Kyrie Irving not re-signing with his player option. And so I was excited then. and then he ended up re-signing the player option. I was kind of disappointed. I was like, well, they're probably just going to be good again.
Right.
Then Kevin Durant, the trade request came out, which it was a weird timing because y'all know the Royce O'Neal trade that happened like for the first round pick. I still don't understand the point of that trade for them. Like it still kind of confuses me. You're already low on picks. Kevin Durant requests a trade, and then you trade a first round pick away. Like I don't fully understand that move still. But honestly, even at this moment right now, I'm still not letting me get my hopes up. Like I'm trying to be a little pessimistic about it because I think either Durant's just going to play for them, which that seems unlikely right now, or they're going to get an incredible return in value where they're still going to be a decent team to where they won't be like tanking, like because they have no reason to tank. They don't have their picks. They literally have no reason to decide just to be bad. So they're going to try and get as much as they can in return. They want 1 to 2 young like star players. If they get that, then they're still going to
Tyler Hero. Yes, sir.
I mean, if that happens, I'll be happy. I'll be happy because Tyler Hero leading the Nets with Ben Simmons, what could go wrong?
You can't be but you don't want that just because I don't want KD to go to Miami because I don't want Andres on here.
What the hell?
I don't want Andres on here parading. I want him to specifically go to Phoenix.
What the hell?
Me too. I'll take that any day.
Phoenix.
Wow. We cannot let Devin Booker win a championship, ladies.
You let Ayton do the little sign and trade.
Come on,
It's crazy. So this is like not breaking news, but like it's like some news. So I read a tweet today that said if the Pacers offer a contract to Ayton, then the Suns can't get Kevin Durant.
Oh, because they can't do the sign-in trade or what?
Yep.
Is it? Can they can offer him right now though, right? Like
he's not restricted. Yeah, exactly. But that's what they were saying. They said that
it just but follow me on this. Sorry to cut you off, Eric. But follow me on this. DeAndre Ayton re-signing with the Suns and then getting traded to the Nets, it just makes too much sense. Like you make the salaries line up. The Nets don't have an actual like 5. They don't have a true center like DeAndre Ayton.
They have Claxton now, so
don't think that Nicholas Claxton and DeAndre Ayton are on the same level. No.
I mean, bro, Ayton isn't
Ayton's
good.
on tier B. Claxton's on tier God knows what.
Ayton is on tier God knows what.
No. Come on, respect Ayton a little.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Wait, hold on. Since you cut off Eric, I'm gonna cut you off now. Would you trade Devin Booker for Kevin Durant?
Fuck. Oh, sorry. No. That the whole point is that you partner them together. You make that big 3 of CP, who I still want him to get his ring. Then you get Devin Booker and then Kevin Durant. And boom.
Would you trade CP for Kevin Durant?
No. That's the whole point, is that you keep the core, the 2
Eric.
guys. You could trade the bench. No one cares about Jay Crowder, and no one cares about Cam Johnson. No one cares about.
It's Jay Crowder's birthday, man. Come on, that's
campaign. Come on, man. Stop with all this, man. Stop. Like those guys, you could partner. You could literally put a bunch of bench guys, throw some bench guys and DeAndre Ayton, make the salaries work, throw some picks in there as well, and all should be good. I don't understand as to why it's taking so long, and I don't mean to sound like Brian Windhorst, because if that is what ends up happening, that would be crazy. Now, why is that? Why is that it's been quiet on the DeAndre Ayton side? Why is it?
I mean, isn't right now like the Raptors are looking like one of the favorites to get him too,
bro? But like, I don't.
They have a lot to offer
going there,
but they have a lot.
Okay, that's another question.
They get all OG, Scotty, Fred VanVleet, Scotty Barnes, like
I would offer Scotty,
Gary Trent,
Scotty makes movement on the.
Bro, I would should definitely look into that. That should be one of their priorities, is to get Scotty Barnes, because that takes you so far. He's a young star in the building right now.
Right.
Yeah, you got Ben, you got Seth, you got Scotty Barnes, you got Royce O'Neal. I mean, look at the Avengers. Look at the Avengers, man. You got Nick Claxton. I mean, sheesh.
But at the same time, if KD goes to Toronto, that is going to be so bad, because Toronto really doesn't. Because Toronto would have to give up the barn in order to get.
They'd have to give up a lot. Well, I don't know if y'all saw that. It was like an anonymous GM quote, and it said like, I wouldn't give up 2 young stars and 5 first round. Or it said like, if I was the Nets, I wouldn't take 2 young stars and 5 first round picks. That's not enough for KD. Like, what are you expecting,
bro? I don't mean to.
That's ridiculous.
I don't mean to be an asshole, but like they need to stop being pussy. Like whoever it is that said it, if you get fined, you get fined. Like the game is the game.
I know the anonymous stuff is annoying. Like, why are you hiding? What does hiding do for you? It's not like changing much. I don't get that. But
Yeah,
if that is true, I mean, maybe that GM knows something we don't. I mean, he is on the inside more than us. So if truly the Nets are looking for more than 2 young like star players and 5 first-round picks, then who could possibly offer up that much? It would have to be a 3-team trade. It would have to be a 3-team trade.
the other thing they were talking about is Ben getting offered to a third team, so the Nets can have 2 rookie contracts. Because I know
I never knew about that rule.
Me either,
Never.
bro. A lot of like every single time there's a trade, I learned about like pick swaps and protected, unprotected.
So
what contract is tradable and not tradable? It's complicated.
So I saw you talking about though. Would you trade Bam for KD? I saw you say no, but have you like changed it all?
I've been thinking about it, and the goal is to win a chip, right? It's a business. We all know that.
Mhm.
So the only way we get KD is trading Bam and rerouting Ben to a third team, which could possibly happen. But it's gonna hurt. But like we said, the NBA is a business. You're trying to win a championship. There's no morals or anything. It's not like football or baseball. Honestly, you need superstar players to win a championship, and we were right there. a lot of Heat fans want to run it back with this roster, bro. Like, we don't have a 4 right now. Jovic is obviously a prospect, but like,
And
it would hurt.
Too. He looked good too.
It's a summer league game, man.
I know, but come on.
But I think he has a pretty high ceiling as a like later round or later prospect. I think he could be something in the future for y'all. And I'm not saying right now he'll do it to help y'all win a championship, but like in 5 years, we could be looking at him as like one of the steals of the draft.
Yeah, and another thing I wanted to address, like Eric said, alluded to earlier, he didn't really address it. I don't think Kevin Durant is gonna sit out. He loves it's gonna be corny, a cliche, but he loves basketball too much to sit out. Kyrie Irving, on the other hand, I could see him sitting out games or not playing. But like Kevin Durant, he saw what Kyrie went through last year. He saw how much money he lost. I don't think Kevin Durant is gonna sit out. Because like I don't know if you guys remember that quote that KD said when he was 30. He said, I want to retire like 35, 36, and he's 34 right now. And the level that he's playing, like, I don't think people realize this. Like, people, all they do is talk shit about like LeBron, Steph, KD. Harden is 31. Who else is in that conversation? I think just those 3. KD, Steph, and LeBron. They're all 33, 34 years old, and they're still playing at this level that we've like gotten so used to it, and it's like crazy. So in hindsight, obviously, giving up 5 first round draft picks for what?
In what?
In hindsight?
Oh my god, I didn't know if I caught that or
in hindsight.
In what site?
It's hindsight.
I said hindsight, and then you guys are trying to say it's hindsight.
No, you said
No, you said hindsight.
No, I said hindsight initially. Anywho, as I was saying, in hindsight, obviously, giving up 5 first round picks for Kevin Durant may seem like a lot, but if you get a championship out of it, is it worth it?
Yeah. The goal is a championship at the end of the day.
Listen, I don't even mean to sound crazy, and I think Eric might look at me crazy, but I would give up the barn to get KD right now.
That's
no. Exactly. I knew I was gonna get that reaction. You know how I knew I was gonna get that reaction? Because if I knew on the other side, but I would only do that if I knew on the other side that I would win a championship.
Yeah, but you don't
here's
know
the thing.
that.
Kevin Durant brings interest. He brings interest to this team.
But the thing is,
hold on. Who was the last free agent that wanted to play with Kevin Durant?
Kyrie.
No, but I'm just Kyrie.
Outside of him?
No, but to be fair, we have so many young, great assets that we could throw and get both of them. Maybe I'm just throwing it out there because Kyrie's trade value is so low. So pretty much, I think at this point, if you trade enough to get KD and then you just find a way to match salaries, you could get Kyrie with that. Honestly,
yeah. If you say I'll give you Jabari, I'll give you Jalen, I'll give you all those. But follow me. I give you because I knew you were gonna call me crazy for this. But just hear me out. Just let me finish. And then I want a reaction. I say I'll give you Jalen. I say I'll give you Jabari. I said I'll give you all the picks that you had right there. But I want KD and Kyrie.
But who's left? You got KD, Kyrie,
who's left?
Sengun.
KD, Kyrie, and who else on the team? Because that's not good enough to win a championship.
They're gonna bring back John Wall.
Yeah, on the Rockets. Like if we trade all of that for KD and Kyrie, we have KD, Kyrie, and then nobody else. Who helps
with
win
the
the
West? When it comes to the West, right? I don't know if it's just me, but I'm not afraid of the Warriors anymore.
I see. I agree. The Warriors
not.
don't scare me like they used to. I think they're still obviously great.
Phoenix
but the
are
problem,
frauds.
But the problem with the West is that it's so competitive that you're fighting just to even get a top seed. And I think getting a top seed with home court,
That's the goal for a lot of
it's
teams
still
right now.
pretty
Yeah.
important.
But
yeah.
if you could, name me 3 Western teams that you are actually scared of to meet in a 7-game series with KD and Kyrie on your team. You don't need nobody else. Just KD and Kyrie.
The Nuggets, the Clippers.
You saw
You're scared of the Nuggets in a 7-game series?
Clippers.
KD and Kyrie?
I'll say Clippers. Clippers, I'd be scared of.
You're scared of the Clippers.
Bro,
When was the
Kawhi.
last time Kawhi played a game?
Okay, if they're healthy. Well, no.
You're sounding.
You're doing the whole.
Time out. You're sounding like the people on Facebook right now. Stop.
No, but hear me out.
No. Stop. Stop.
Listen. No. Because listen. Okay, Eric, do you remember when Clay got hurt and everybody's talking about, oh, Clay's gonna come back. Oh, Clay's gonna do this. Clay's gonna be the same Clay. Is Clay the same Clay?
You're comparing Clay Thompson.
Time out.
And Draymond's not the same either. Draymond's not the same either.
But injuries can change. If you take a year or 2 off, that can change who you are as a player.
You're comparing a top 500 player to a top 4 player in the NBA, bro. Stop it.
This is gonna sound like a hater. I don't hate Kyrie. I actually like Kyrie, but he's so unpredictable that trading for him is always a risk. I'm just gonna there.
So we can agree. We can agree with this. We can agree with this. Ready? The Laker fans are shocked that nobody wants
THT,
second rounder, Kendrick Nunn, Russell Westbrook, and a 2027 first round pick for Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, I don't.
Bruh.
They're in shock.
They're in shock that nobody wants that lame ass package.
But I'll just say with the KD to Houston thing, I think pretend we do make that trade and we trade away Jalen, Jabari. Let's just focus on like the main young guys we have and say we trade them away. Jalen, Jabari, Şengün, and I guess like KPJ. Let's say we trade them.
I never said anything about Şengün or KPJ.
So who are we trading? Who are we trading? And how are we gonna match salaries?
Jabari and the picks.
That doesn't match salaries.
Well, I mean,
it's 2K, maybe.
Make it work.
You got
okay. Just Jalen Jabari. Just Jalen Jabari. I think
Kyrie, Josh Christopher, Eric Gordon, Jayshawn Tate, and Şengün.
That team's solid. That team is solid. Okay, fine. But let's pretend we do that. We don't really have as great a young core anymore, obviously. Like our 2 best young core pieces are gone. We don't have the picks anymore. That's all gone. And what are we doing it for? A chance at about 4 years of KD bringing a title compared to potentially like 10 years of a great future with Jalen and Jabari. And we'll probably get like a top 10 pick this year. I'm not expecting us to be like amazing this year. We'll probably get a pretty high pick this year. So we could have like a really, really nice young core with a ton of picks in the future.
So we got Manny in the comments saying KD's
the first rounders with the Nets. Doesn't like next season start?
This year it's a swap with them. So we'll only have our own.
Right.
Yeah.
So Manny is saying KD's price went up the moment the Gobert trade went through, but they had to give up. They had to give up that many first round picks, though. That's the problem. And we got Peter. Shout out to Peter, the biggest KD fan in the sports hit list. He said, Jordan got Casamigos in that water bottle. LOL.
that was just for shits and giggles. Peter.
No.
Wait, but did the Timberwolves have to give up that many first round picks though? Well, because of Rudy's contract. Reaction, but I was looking at Jazz fans react. Wait, what do you mean because of his contract?
Well, they owe him $205 million. I mean, they're basically saying if we're gonna pay Rudy this amount of money, we need this amount of many picks.
Okay, because I just remember whenever I saw I probably have 10 Jazz fans I follow. Whenever that trade broke, literally the minute before all the details came out about what they traded, I saw 3 of their reactions, and they were like, "At least I just hope it's at least 2 first-round picks and 1 player." That's all they were hoping for, and then they got 4 first-round picks and a swap and stuff. That's insane value for them. I think that was such a good trade for the Jazz.
If the Jazz run it back with Mitchell, they're gonna be a lottery team.
That's why they should low-key trade Donovan Mitchell too and just go full rebuild because
Andres, where do you want Donovan Mitchell?
Yeah, of course. Bro, there has never been a trade or free agent rumor that the Heat have not been involved in. It's crazy.
Bro, but we need to finish the job. Like we can get a
But y'all don't.
We can I know, that's what I'm saying. We can get a meeting, bro. We can get a meeting with any player in the NBA, but Pat Riley has been too hesitant, bro. If we're gonna win a championship this year, we need Kevin Durant or Donovan Mitchell.
Okay, so let me hear your trade package for Kevin Durant right now.
All right, I would trade. Ready?
Tyler Hero.
Pitbull. The whole entire state of Florida, except for Miami. Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson.
Nobody wants Duncan Robinson. Come on.
Hey, he's a hooper. Come on now. He's a hooper.
Neutron.
Omer Yurtseven. We have 3 first-round picks. Kyle Lowry. Marcus Morris.
This still doesn't sound like I don't
naming
know,
anybody that's not
literally as long as it's not
and
the big four, basically.
If worst comes to worst, I would probably trade Bam.
Okay, who with Bam? That's what I'm saying. Like if a trade centered around Bam, who are you including in that to get?
Well, Bam, Tyler, Duncan, the 3 first-round picks, Yurtseven.
You don't even need to add your.
You don't. That's probably good enough, to be honest.
Yeah,
Bam is so good.
I think Bam, and Tyler Hero. And
that's good enough.
First rounders? No,
that's I would. If you're the Nets, you take that.
Fine. Yeah,
yeah, but they're not. The Nets are not.
But the problem is with that they'd have to find a third team to take Ben Simmons.
Right.
Yeah.
Unless you, I don't know. Which I don't know how many teams are looking for Ben Simmons right now. Which is so funny considering everyone got mad at us for not taking Ben Simmons.
Would you take Ben for the low? Would you take Ben?
What's the low? What's the low?
Like
a first round pick?
Like, would you trade a first round pick for Ben Simmons? That's a good question.
One,
Eric, actually.
One.
Yeah, I would.
First,
yeah, I would.
And then and then Eric Gordon.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, for the low.
Yeah, for sure.
Ben Simmons, Josh Christopher, Jalen Green, Jabari, and Şengün.
That's cold, bro. That's
the
so
2023 NBA champions right there, ladies and
gentlemen.
I
don't even need KPJ, to be honest.
Dude,
bro,
Rockets fans
I wouldn't trade him in there, but I wouldn't need him. I would then make him a 6-man.
Rockets fans get so upset if you say anything about KPJ that doesn't also include him being a future superstar in the league.
Right.
Like, it's crazy how much they protect and coddle him.
Love KPJ.
Which I like him, but
he was the first person that came in after after the Harden era. That was
he kind of jump started it.
Right.
I don't know, but I like him. But
I don't think he's as great as a lot of Rockets fans.
And my biggest problem with him is when we expected him to take a big jump this past year, he didn't really. He didn't improve a ton. So I'm curious to see if he doesn't improve this year. At what point do you kind of just realize this is who he is?
Mm-hmm.
That's what makes me nervous, but I don't know.
Final prediction: where does Kevin Durant end up?
Phoenix.
I'll be different. I'll say Raptors.
Wow. I think he'd request another trade.
Really? I think he wants to win, bro. He wants to win, and he's not going to do it in Brooklyn.
Bro, I thought it's just funny. I think it was funny how
he could win in Toronto.
No. Winning what?
Dude, okay, let's think about who are they giving away? Who are they giving away in a Durant trade?
Everyone.
Siakam
Siakam's
number one.
No,
Siakam. I don't even think they have to give up Siakam.
Everyone.
No, they have to give up Siakam.
What? No. Let me. I'm gonna say trade package. I'm gonna say trade package. Y'all let me know if it's not enough. Okay, Scotty Barnes, Gary Trent. I think they have 3 first-round picks they can give up. So those 5, and then what if they included
OG?
One more. I don't know who.
OG.
Okay, that
OG gets it done. Yeah, that gets it done.
That's the best package available.
Absolutely. Yeah, but to be fair, then I guess they don't have a ton left after that.
Thank you. It's just
here's my thing also.
Running around.
I trust Masai to put it together a team. If you get a top 5, whatever KD is now, he's top 5 player. I don't know.
He's top 15 comfortably. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, you're messing around. If they get KD, Siakam, Fred VanVleet, that's a great big 3 right there.
I would trade Fred VanVleet before I would trade Scotty Barnes.
Well, yeah, I would too, but I don't think they would take that as much as they take Scotty Barnes.
They have a point guard already.
Yeah, so
get rid of Kyrie. You know what I mean?
I think I would do that too if I'm the Raptors, but I don't think
if KD goes to any team in the East except for Boston, I still give us a chance. Obviously, he's not going to go to Milwaukee, so you can erase that.
You really think?
Would you trade Boston? I'm saying if KD goes to the Raptors, I'm not moved. If KD goes to the Celtics, then obviously I'm moved. Would you trade Jaylen Brown for KD?
That's what I was about to ask. Would y'all trade Jaylen Brown for him? I would,
100%.
but I wouldn't add that much more to it. If I'm putting Jaylen Brown in a trade for KD, they should not be expecting much more.
Jaylen Brown.
So you would you
what?
trade Jaylen Brown and Marcus Smart for Kevin Durant?
No. Jaylen Brown, Grant Williams, couple picks, make it work.
Yeah, I'd rather do what Jordan just said, but I think if I was like the Celtics in that situation, I probably would do Smart and Brown for him. But I would be unsure if it's Smart. Like I would be
Tatum and KD, bro. 2 top 10 players together.
And then they still have Rob Williams.
Damn.
Robert Williams is like very, very good. Bro, that's what I'm saying. If Kevin Durant goes
tough, I don't know.
Except for the Sixers, because I don't think he's gonna go to the Sixers. If Kevin Durant goes to any other team in the East besides Boston, I'm not moved. And he's not gonna go back out west.
So pretend they do that trade I just said with like OG, Scotty, and whatever else I said. I don't remember. What seed do y'all think the Raptors would be? Like 5th? What?
Probably top 4.
Yeah, but y'all are just saying in the playoffs, y'all wouldn't be scared?
It would be Miami, Toronto, Milwaukee, and Boston.
Bro, I think that's so good. I'd be scared of that.
You say that Miami, Toronto, Milwaukee,
and Boston. That would be the top 4. Yeah, that would be the top 4.
Philly is 5th.
Yeah,
Philly.
You kind of sleep on Philly. Come
Philly.
on, man. I think Harden's gonna have I'm not. You know how I am with Harden, but I think he's gonna come back kind of strong next year. I'm gonna be honest.
You have one of the greatest.
I think he is.
And
I've been trashing Harden lately. I don't know why. I just have a feeling, and I'm never like this on I never hype up Harden like this, but I think next year for some reason he has a pretty strong bounce back year.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'm just throwing that out there. We'll see.
Moving on to our last topic of the afternoon, ladies, and this is fitting considering that all 3 of our teams are in the playoffs right now. We have reached the middle. What?
Sorry, I said one of them is the best team in baseball, though.
Yeah, definitely not the New York Yankees. Moving on to our last topic of the afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, it's good and it's bad. We've reached the midpoint of the season, so we're one step closer to the playoffs. But we're also one step closer to baseball being over, which stinks. Fitting enough, we do have a Yankees fan on here, and we do have an Astros fan on here. So let me start with Jordan. Jordan, what has been the most surprising thing of the first half in baseball for you?
First, before I even get into that, I just got to say that all of this agreeing that me and Eric just had,
I'm about to die.
It was really nice. And just to throw it away like this, it hurts.
It hurts.
But I will say one surprising thing for me was how good of a start that the New York Yankees did have. I think every fan in baseball that's not a delusional Yankees fan or once was thought to be. No, Manny's not a delusional. He's not delusional.
I'm busting his chops, man. What are you, the party police? Damn.
No, I'm just saying. But here's the thing.
Manny, I'm totally kidding, bro.
Like at the beginning of the season, if any Yankee fan, because I was so down on the Yankees once they traded Gio, I really thought that this season was like, okay, I don't know what the hell they're doing. Josh Donaldson at third. I don't know what the hell we're doing. We're not really that tight at shortstop. And we have a couple of holes here and there. And Joey Gallo's not really going to be all that, all that good stuff. So we're thinking, even though Joey Gallo has not been all that, and that's probably the only thing I've actually been right about this entire season was that Joey Gallo was going to be god awful at the plate.
I don't think he's god awful. I think he's whatever comes after that.
Wow.
That's crazy. But yeah,
he needs to be an extra in The Sopranos, let me tell you.
Jeez.
But the most surprising thing in all of baseball is how good the Yankees have been doing. And also another thing that did surprise me is how well the Mets actually did without Scherzer. Because when I heard Scherzer was out for 2 months?
8 weeks, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I was thinking that, okay, any start that Scherzer would have had, okay, the Mets are going to start slumping, I think they went 25-16 without Scherzer.
That's crazy.
For you to go
crazy, but that's 8 starts. That's
you get
8
a lot
starts.
of respect. You get a lot of respect that you didn't go 21-21 or lower. So anything higher than 500, it's like, okay, respect. Without literally one of the greatest pitchers in the league on your
probably the second best pitcher of our generation.
Right.
I'm not mad that you said that, Jordan, just because if anyone thought the Yankees were going to be this good, they're lying. Because I personally didn't have them this good. I had them as a playoff team, but Eric what has been the most surprising thing of the first half of baseball?
I mean, I actually will agree with Jordan here. I do think it's that because we saw how much the Yankees struggled most of last year. Like they were still good enough to get a playoff spot, but they didn't make anything out of it. I mean, they lost in the wild card.
Right.
But I think I expected them to be better this year. I mean, they just straight up have too much talent to struggle completely and miss the playoffs, in my opinion. But I don't think anybody expected them to be on pace for like 118 wins, like on pace to break the wins record. And no one expected that. So I think I would agree. I'll be generous right now, and I'll agree that they are the best team in baseball right now. I mean, I think their record speaks for themselves. I think there's like a tier one where it's Yankees, Astros, then very, very slightly after them is Mets, then Dodgers. And then I think there's a somewhat drop off, honestly. I don't know. I think those are safely the 4 best teams. And I think that the Yankees and Astros are the 2 best teams. And that series between them was pretty insane where they went 2-2 against each other. But even I think it was Dusty Baker said it. He said, we won 2 games in the series and Aaron Judge won 2 games in the series. Like it literally wasn't even the Yankees that beat us. It was Aaron Judge. That's how good he was. He just walked us off twice.
You know what I remember though?
It was frustrating.
You know what I remember from 2 weeks ago, Andres? I remember Giancarlo Stanton coming up to the plate. And you saying right before he swung that bat, you said he's gonna send this one to Astoria.
Where did he send it to, bro?
And the very next pitch, that ball went flying, and we just see it. We're just like, whoa! And I'm just like, you just said it was gonna fly to Queens.
Bro,
yeah, no.
I think the most surprising thing of the first half has to be. I'm not mad at that, but I'm gonna go with Manny Machado having the year that he's having because I don't think anyone picked him to be the MVP this year. He's probably the runner-up, if not the MVP in the National League so far. But if we're just talking team-wise, we're not talking player-wise. The most surprising thing, low-key, has been the Mets. Mm-hmm. Because a lot of people are saying that this is the same Mets team from every year. This is the same Mets team that they're gonna blow it. But if you told me on day 50, that they were gonna lose Max Scherzer, that they weren't going to have the best pitcher in baseball, and that they were going to be 50-31 at this mark, you'd be lying. For the Mets fans out there that care about records, in 2015, when they made the World Series, they were 41-40 at this point. And in 2006, when they were 1 game away, they were 43-38. So something is brewing up in New York. And preseason, Eric knows this because I texted him about it. I had the Red Sox, the Yankees, the Rays, and the Blue Jays making the playoffs. If the season was to end tomorrow, all 4 of them would be in the playoffs. But another thing to look out for, the Orioles really haven't been bad. If you take away the Athletics and the Orioles are 5-12 against the Athletics and the Yankees. So outside of that, they've been playing really solid ball this year. So right now, the AL East is the best division in baseball. And a lot of people are going to say that the Astros benefit from a Mickey Mouse division, but like the Astros have been, 5 straight ALCSs? 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Yeah, 5 straight ALCSs. So I don't know, man. What are we thinking? We're thinking Yankees Astros another rematch?
Would
it has to be.
Would it be too easy for me to say that? Are we gonna count 2017? Is it?
Oh my god!
Is it too easy for me to say that?
Come on, bro.
Man, I'm not even gonna get into that. But fair enough. But hey, still 4 straight then, and we're about to make it 5 straight because I am so confident in this team in the playoffs. First off, I don't see any team in the AL Central beating either Yankees or Astros. Like the Twins are the best team, and I can't see them beating either.
Bro, let me tell you something. The Twins are just there to participate.
They don't scare me. They're the White Sox from last year. Remember how we said that?
Bro, I'm not trying to be biased. I swear to you, I'm not trying to be biased. But after the Yankees and the Astros, there's a drop-off. Mm-hmm. After the Red Sox, Jays, and Rays,
there's a
drop-off.
I agree. And then I think Twins are all alone, and then there's another drop-off.
And then there's another drop-off to the White Sox, the Mariners,
the Angels,
and the Guardians.
I think Angels are still good, but they're just terrible lately. What happened to them? Joe Madden said that. He said, I think we're closer than the Astros than a lot of people think. We're right there in the AL West. And then literally since then, they've been terrible.
I mean, they're only 16, 17 games back?
Oh, just about. Yeah, that's all right.
17.
That's all right.
Yeah, 17. We have a 13.5 game lead in that division. That's ridiculous. And
it's funny because
the Yankees have?
The same.
13, yeah.
Yeah, but in the AL East, there's still a chance. I mean, mathematically,
Oh,
there's still a
stop it.
possibility. Now, you never know. I've seen
Stop
crazy.
it.
Hey,
Yeah,
y'all been kind of sliding lately. Just saying, we're only 4.5 back now.
Listen, if you think
Oof,
Boston,
wait, hold on. That's good
Houston,
news
I'll
because
respect. Boston, I will
All right,
not
fair enough, fair
respect.
enough.
We have that
I'll agree.
series
hold
starting
on.
tomorrow.
If the Astros get the 1 seed and we get the 4 seed, we can have a Red Sox Yankees ALCS.
Andres, can we put
Okay,
money
no,
on this
because
series?
y'all Astros are not losing before the ALCS. I will bet anything on that.
We would. I'm saying we would play right now. We would play you guys. If
What?
the season was to end tomorrow, right? We
Yeah.
would play the Tampa Bay Rays, and then we would play you guys. The
Oh,
Yankees
oh,
would
oh.
play. The Yankees would play the Blue Jays because the Twins are not beating them.
Hold on, Blue Jays are good. Let's relax.
No, I'm saying the Blue. No, I'm saying the Twins would not beat them.
Oh, no, hell no.
So the Blue Jays would play the Twins, and then the Blue Jays would win that. So we would have Blue Jays, Yankees, and Red Sox, Astros.
That'd be wild.
Yankees,
Bro,
will
the
win.
playoffs are gonna be so good. Oh, Eric,
Okay, I want to no. I want to ask Jordan real quick. How confident on a scale of 1 to 10 are you right now that in a playoff series y'all beat the Astros?
with the Yankees having home field. Let's
Yeah,
say that.
I'll give y'all home field. Y'all still are up 4.5 games.
Oh. Like scale from 1 to 10, how confident? 10
Yeah,
being
yeah.
like
10, you're like
ball,
10. You would bet
guarantee.
10. You would put down money right now
I
that
put
you're
my
so
home
confident.
down, my car.
And then 1, you're fairly like you're pretty much we're losing. We're just here to show up.
8.1.
What? No shot. Come on, dog. It's gotta be for me. It's like a 6, like a even 5, pretty much. Hell no.
Bro.
Wait, you're sleeping on us.
8.1?
Thank you. I'm just gonna throw this out there. Then, since we're being brutally
Hey,
honest,
I
think
didn't
we're the
say
best
like
team
a
in baseball.
9.8 like I would against the Blue Jays or like the Sox. You know, because I'd be 9.7, 9.8 for the Sox. or Blue Jays.
8.1. What, bro? So
But
you
8.1. It's a
That's-
drop off. Listen,
that's basically like you saying you'll take y'all on 5 against us. Like we're only winning 1 game.
listen, I have like 9 level confidence against every team. So in comparison,
Okay.
for me to say 8.1,
That's
that's
respect.
like
Fair enough.
I am confident because obviously I'm a Yankee fan, but I'm not like as confident as I would be going up against Boston in a 7-game series with home field. I wouldn't be as confident in a 7-game series, you know, like against, let's say we play the Twins or the Jays or anything along those lines. I would feel like, okay, it's guaranteed. Like I don't even need to watch the series. You know what I mean? Like I could just
I love
scoreboard
it.
watch.
Fair
I don't
enough.
actually have
I
to
love
watch
it.
the game or bite my fingers. I wouldn't be nervous.
Okay,
I love it.
Then
You
last question.
would have me on the edge of my seat.
Last question. Who's better, Jordan or Judge? I just gotta know.
Whew. Oh, stop it.
Don't act like it's not close.
Jordan
Jordan is the best hitter in baseball.
You don't want to answer
Bro,
that.
you're, bro,
Oh,
you're
You don't
not
want to
shot.
answer that question. I will
Bro,
say this,
you-
though. I will say this. Jordan, like, because when you say better, do you mean like all around? Do you mean
Hey man, all I'm saying is we
Bro,
watched
Judge-
Jordan. We
bro,
watched
Judge
Jordan
has-
just gun down a man at home.
Judge
Jordan
has
just
better
gunned him down.
Judge. Jordan has, excuse me, Air Jordan has better stats at everything, bro. He has a better average on base, slugging, on base.
Judge has been falling a little lately.
and
He's been
who
sliding.
who's projected to be the AL MVP?
Right
I
now,
actually don't know.
Rafael Devers.
No, okay. Get out. Of here.
What? Whoa!
You're taking him over Jordan? No, hell no, hell no.
Bro, let's talk about Jordan Alvarez. He has a 203 weighted runs created, and it's July 6th. The last time a player had a 200 weighted runs created was good answer, Barry Bonds. He was okay at baseball, but nonetheless, Eric. Hopefully, we get you back for some MLB playoffs. Hopefully, maybe sooner than that. But we have reached the end of the show. Jordan, any final thoughts?
Listen, when I say
Go to
Aaron
hell,
Judge
bro.
is better than Jordan, it isn't like it's like A and then B. It's like 1A, 1B.
Okay,
Like,
then why
it's
was
like-
your reaction that though? Your
I said,
reaction
"You're
was
not
you
gonna
don't
like
want
this
to
answer." I said, "You're not gonna like this answer," because I'm not saying that he's like landslide. I'll take Aaron Judge over Jordan because Jordan defensively is amazing and Jordan offensively is a monster. So it's like, but I look at Judge and I say the same thing, and then it's like for me,
George stinks.
now to admit from a non-biased, you're funny. 13 games back. From a non-biased standpoint,
How many championships have you seen?
listen, from a
Zero.
non-biased,
Zero.
from a non-biased standpoint, you said how many World Series have I seen?
0.
One. From a non-biased.
Whoa! You
Nah, he
said it.
did.
You
be
you
fair.
said on the live. You said on the live you were in the hospital when that shit happened. I don't want to hear it. You
Hey,
said
Yeah,
yes.
and they had it on the TV. They
I
had it
don't
on
wanna
the
hear
TV.
it.
They had
I
it
don't
on the
wanna
TV.
hear it.
You never
I don't
listened to
wanna-
the second half of that story. They had it
I
on the
don't want to
TV.
hear it, bro.
I was watching
Anywho.
it from the hospital. They had it on
Oh my gosh.
Anywho.
Shout out to the Philadelphia Phillies because that was my favorite World Series of all time. But anyways, so
the only one you've seen.
from a non-biased perspective, right? I look at it and I'd say Judge and Jordan are pretty fair even. But me, respectfully, being a Yankee fan, that little nudge goes to Judge.
Okay, fair enough. I can respect that
That's
because
why.
I do the.
You're gonna say the nudge goes to Jordan.
Yeah, I do the exact same. Fair
Yeah.
enough. I get that. But it was just
But
it was your
non-biased?
instant gut reaction that where you said, "Oh, you don't." So it made me think it was that.
Oh no!
I
no,
wanted
no,
to
no,
clarify.
No.
Okay, we're good then. We're good.
We're good.
I can respect that.
Eric, any final thoughts?
Let's hope that Deshaun Watson gets suspended a whole season. That's all I care about right now.
I was talking about. I was thinking a lifetime, but you know, a season works too, I guess.
Oh yeah, that works too. I'll take that over it.
I'll take two.
Ladies and gentlemen, on Mondays you have Smoke and Mirrors with Greg, Steph, and Declan. On Tuesdays you have Chirp and Chat with Ryan. Then you have the Fan Zone with Manny and Mike. One of the Polius has made his debut on camera. If you want to check that out, watch the Fan Zone from yesterday. Then you're right back here on Wednesday, Sports Mania with Jordan and me. You got On the Court. I don't know if Carl's going to do some NBA offseason. Hopefully he's cooking something up because the NBA offseason is better than the regular season. Shout out to Eric for that tweet. AEW Injection after AEW Dynamite, Wednesdays at 10. The B Show with Deb, the First Lady, Thursdays at 6. Happy birthday to Deb Star and happy anniversary to the executive producer. And then you have High Velocity at 7:15. The roster is back in 7 weeks. We are about to get football. It's about to be all is right in the world. We're about to have MLB playoffs. We're about to have football. And we're about to have Kevin Durant traded to the Miami Heat. Ladies and gentlemen, we have some final thoughts from Jordan.
October, I'm gonna need Eric right back here.
Oh, he'll be back.
I'm gonna need.
I'll be
Eric.
back. I'll be back.
I'm gonna need you back. I'm gonna need you back before October. I'm gonna need you back in October.
Oh, I'm so
Yeah.
ready.
I
I'm
really
so
need
ready.
you.
I'm
September
here
and then October.
for sure. I'm here, 100%.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, remember to like, share, comment, subscribe. Eric, thank you for coming on. Make sure you
Sure.
listen to the sports fellas. We might have an episode dropping this Friday. Maybe we do, maybe we don't. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Continue to stay safe, and I'll see you.